Good morning. It's another day, another nice sunny day, hopefully a drying day. I wish we could get some heat, but that's okay. We're checking some more fields this morning, looking for some corn stalks to disc. Check the next fields that are going to go to corn. Get the field cultivator moving here in a little bit. Not bad. Checked this field the other day, but we did not come to this spot that was underwater. Huge area here that was underwater, right? It's still a little damp on top. It was first thing in the morning though, but look at the big cracks in the ground. This is hopefully the next field we're going to go to. It's 86 acres here. Just checking a few different spots. Haven't found anything that's bad yet. I'm sure we could find some though. That's not bad. I think it'll go. Okay, well, what we found is promising. So we have plenty to do today to plant corn. We're going to finish the field. Dad's on his way over now to work the field where he kind of quit last night. We need to let it sit for a little while before we go plant. So it's probably going to be a late morning at the earliest start to get the planter rolling. But we have another 86 acre piece there that we can work when he's done with that one. And then we have another 40 acres just down the road from that. So the goal for me to get planted is all three of those fields by the end of today. So 40, 86, and 46, whatever that adds up to. Be about the same as we did yesterday, I guess. And we're gonna let Xander run the field cultivator on his own here a little bit later. We'll have to help him get stuff down the road. You know, we're not gonna send him down state highways without any road time experience, so we'll get there. And then I think Dad might go disc some corn stalks. Phil looked yesterday, thought everything was a little too wet, and it's fine, it probably was, but when he said he thought it needed a couple more days, and we go and look this morning, I think, this isn't so bad, so we'll see. We'll wait till after lunch, and then maybe Dad can get some corn stalks disced, and we can get some beans in the ground. We really need to get some beans in the ground. So anyway, cut my concrete. I'm gonna check this out. We're gonna get the fuel trailer. Dad's gonna need fuel in that 9R, so we're gonna get that out, take it down there, and then we can bring our tender truck back. I'm gonna have to reload it because these other fields are on the way back, and we'll just take seed and fertilizer there. Let the fuel trailer fill up for a little bit, and see what else can we get ready. We'll put some seed on our seed tender. Head over to the field with the fuel trailer. Pump some fuel in there. Dad's got a good start on this field. We're gonna have to let it air out a little bit before we come over here, but it doesn't look too bad, so it's good. How's our sweeps doing? Not too bad. Sometime I'll get a chance to sit in here for a little bit and run the field cultivator, but it doesn't happen a lot. All right, he is good to go. Changing plans here a little bit. So Dad brought a pickup down here, obviously. Xander and I are going to move that to the next field where he's going, and then I'm going to take Xander and we're going to go get the disc going, get started with that. So we'll see how it goes. And we're going to have Xander run the field cultivator here, but Dad said, why don't you take him to go to run the disc? I think Dad doesn't want to run the disc. I think he wants Xander to do it so that he can keep in the field cultivator, which is fine with me. Well, let's go do some discing. I sure wish these clouds would break up. It's getting cloudy on us. It's starting to clear a little bit more, but yeah, we moved the gator down to the field where we're going to disc, so I'm going to ride down there with Xander, help him get started and understanding and make sure everything's good, and then I'm going to finish drone spraying, and then we're going to go plant. It's going to be a later start today than yesterday, but it is what it is. It's okay. It's okay. The level is good. Let's get something done today. All right, let's see what kind of job we're doing here. We've been playing with the depth, shallowing and shallowing and shallowing. We had it set from last fall. It was pretty deep. I don't think we're going deep enough now, though. we're just kind of scratching it. Yeah, we got to set it back down some. It might not be dry enough yet. It's not. It's just a little bit tacky here. This was pretty deep though. I gotta get the depth set, but yeah, I don't love it. It's a little too wet. All right, I'm gonna get out and look around, watch while he makes a couple rounds here. So that side of the field was a little tacky, but we were also going a little too deep. So now that we've gotten the depth where I want it, I don't want to go deep with this. We're just trying to scratch the surface and get some loose dirt and knock the stalks down so that we can plant beans into this a little bit easier. And I feel like that's what we're doing. Or maybe still just a little bit shallow. Should probably set it down another couple turns on the depth adjustment. We'll get away from the end rows here and see if it looks any better. Watch what we're doing. Maybe we need to set the back down a little bit. It's not bad. We got dust. Question is this dry enough? I don't think it's too bad. Oh man, it's not great. I will admit that another day wouldn't hurt anything here. It would make us feel better, but also it's May 8th and we have 0 beans in the ground. So I think we're going to do this field here, but I don't know if we have anything else that's going to be close to ready. So I'm going to drop that down just a little bit more when he gets down to the end here. And we'll keep it running. But yeah, there's only 36 acres between these two little fields here, so we aren't going to get a lot done anyway. I don't get many opportunities to get video of tractors from outside the cab, so take advantage of it when we can, right? We need it to be dry enough that when that packer rolls over stuff, it breaks the clods apart, not just smashes the mud balls down. That's the goal. All right, I think I have sufficiently trained him to finish this 25 acres on his own. So he's gonna take off, we're gonna watch him here. The fields they're borderline, but they're okay. If we can just do this to get started, get the planters in today, hopefully it dries off a little bit more overnight. We can get a little more done tomorrow. Getting the auto steer, the screen in this tractor is different than the one he was in yesterday, so it's a different system to try and learn, and you just figure out the basics and stuff for him. But yeah, the disc seems to be doing a pretty decent job. Most of the ground is okay. I'm going to call this field like a 80-20 field. Usually, if it's April, we wait for you don't let the last 5% of the field hold you up. Well, now it's like 20%. It's maybe a little wetter than it should be. So we're still not dry by any means, but we're getting something done. So it is almost noon already. I was going to drone spray today and finish that. I don't have time for that. We can't do that. I spent my drone spraying time training a new operator, which is fine. The drone spraying, while it needs done, doesn't need done right now. You know what needs done right now? Corn needs planted. So Dad's done with the field that we got to plant where we finished up last night. We've got everything we need in the planter to do so. So what I need now is what do I need now? I need to load up the fertilizer tender for the next fields. And then, yeah, go plant. And, yeah, we'll get there. Stopped in at the house, look at the concrete. They were here cutting this morning. Got it washed off. They're going to come tomorrow and put some sealer and some antiquing on, make it colored a little bit. Should look really nice. I'm super thrilled with this. So this is stamped. It's got a little texture to it. Sweet. Sweet. Yep, gonna be super nice when we're done here. All right, we're gonna put some more of our in-furrow starter in that tank. We need a little over 600 gallons to do the two fields that we're loading fertilizer up for. We're just gonna make it 800 because That means I can add 500 to that tank and it's easy math. I need 50 gallons of my zinc. Yeah, so then we'll have plenty, and then I gotta figure out what all we're gonna need in the back tank area. All right, we've got all the fertilizer we need for the next 2 fields. We're gonna hook onto the seed tender. We're gonna take it over to the field where Dad is field cultivating right now, which is our next target planter. We're gonna take the blue truck that Xander and I dropped off there earlier and go finish planting what we were planting. Phil got his bean tender loaded up and ready to go plant the field where Xander's at now. I told him I would wait till probably 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon before I headed over to the field and let it dry out a little bit. So we got our seed tender. Let's go. Well, that's supposed to be moving. No, I passed Dad on the road. He went home to grab a bite to eat and to get some shovels, sweeps, to replace some on here. So I told him what I was trying to do, and he said, I'll be right back. I'll just grab some stuff and hit the road. So then he called me and he said, make a couple rounds while you're waiting for me. All right, let's do it. I did get a text earlier from Dad when he pulled in here. He said, it's working up like a garden. Perfect. That's exactly what I want to hear. And it does. It looks beautiful out here. This is going to plant super nice. It's going to be a good day. Cool. Look at the dust flying. It still blows my mind that I have not seen any neighbors out. Like, I'm pretty confident that we're not making a mistake and that our ground conditions are actually starting to be pretty good. Like, this is probably the best one yet. The other stuff we did was all pretty darn good. The worst of it's what what Xander's doing now, and that's not terrible. But I have seen 0 other people out working in the roads that we have driven. Now, granted, I've only been 10 miles one way back and forth, but neighbors, what's going on? You're making me nervous thinking I'm doing something wrong because you're not out here. Yeah, this is beautiful. Just doing these ends along this trees back here. Yeah, this is gorgeous. There is a little wet spot over there by the trees. This is one of those 5% fields, although it's not even 5%, it's not ready. So Dad's back, I see. We'll get some sweeps and stuff changed on this field. Well, actually, he's gonna work on that. I am gonna go plant corn. All right, he is good to go. I am good to go. Moved my tender out of the way a little bit. We got a little grass strip here that we kind of leave so we can park equipment and trucks and stuff on. There used to be a building site here. There was a house up there. There was some barns out this way. We cleaned it all off when we bought this back in the mid-90s. When we bought this farm way back in the day, I believe there was 12 fields on it, 9 or 12 fields, something like that. There was a lane that went back to the woods, and they were all divided up in fence rows between all of them, all itty bitty little fields. It was a real pain in the butt, and we cleared it all off, tiled it, and now it's a really good farm, so happy with it. Made it to our planter. Before we get going here, do you remember yesterday? How do I get up here? Jeez, beats. All right, not that way. Remember yesterday how we were planting and we were having some trouble getting our singulation to be in a decent, acceptable level? Like, I was struggling to get 96, 97% singulation, which is not good. I think I remember why. So when we had this planter in the shop, we set it up for beans because I thought at that time it was most likely that we were going to start planting beans. We did not plant beans first. In fact, we haven't planted beans yet with it, or at all. Now, you might ask, why would that matter? We put the corn plates in, so we've got to be ready for corn, right? Well, the old double eliminator that goes in these meters, when you plant beans, you put it in the disengaged position. That'll do it. Remember yesterday I said something about you have to take the meters out to adjust the double eliminators, which is true. And it's a pain in the butt, so I wasn't going to do it. The problem is, when it's not even close to in the right spot, it doesn't do its job. So this piece right here needs to be right there. These fingers kind of brush the extra seeds off. That's exactly why you move them back for beans, And then there's kind of 3 settings here for corn. And we just want it in the middle setting, and I guarantee that fixes our issue. Those of you that know something about these meters will also notice that I have a yellow agitator strip in here. That's not right. It's supposed to be a green one with some little dimples on it. The yellow one is for soybeans. It's smooth. I honestly do not think that that is going to make a difference. So I'm not too worried about switching those. If I had the green ones, we'd probably throw them in. But we're also going to plant some beans yet with this, and so we're just going to wait on that. We'll see how it goes today. But I'm shocked that I wasn't able to find this with my mobile row unit runoff test we did in the yard a couple weeks ago. I was getting 99, 100% singulation with that. It must have been just the perfect seed size. Because, yeah, we weren't having this issue. There, I got all those adjusted. Pulled a couple more flags out of some closing wheel and a row cleaner. It's a problem with tiling. We try and pick them up, but you never get them all, and something will find them. Anyway, let's go planting. One day of planting sure does make a planter awfully dirty. Whew. A couple mud holes, a couple fertilizer leaks will do that. Okay, getting our end rows done. Instantaneous improvement in our singulation. And we're gonna dial that in with some vacuum pressure. We're already over 99, 99.2 across the whole planter, where yesterday if I got to 97, I was like, okay, well, I guess that's not horrible. It was horrible. Now it's better. So, make sure your double eliminators are where they're supposed to be, everybody. Don't be dumb like me. This field was always going to be the iffy one over here. It's the least tiled of the farms. We own the 2 fields over there that we planted yesterday. They're both sides of the road. There's actually 4 fields over there. And they've all been tiled really well since we've bought them. We don't own the 3 fields over here. However, we did put tile in this back 20 acres last year and paid for it ourselves, but didn't really want to make the investment on the 46 acres here. That feast was way worse than this. But basically everything's got tile now except for this one. It has some, but not enough kind of thing. So we knew this one was going to be a little iffy, and you can definitely see in some of the draws, it's a little chunky. It's dried out since Dad was here this morning, so it's going to plant okay. But it needed another couple of days probably before it was really good and fit. And we just didn't have them. We're 10 miles from the home farm. Were we going to leave the 46 acres and come all the way back for that? Or are you just going to do it and get it done while you're here? We did it. We decided to do it. All right, we got 5 or 6 acres left to do in this field. We're making our way across it pretty good. There are definitely some spots that were too wet to be out here with the field cultivator today. But we're getting the seed in the ground. We've got good seed to soil contact. We'll see if we pay for that later with some sidewall compaction and some hatchet roots or not. I don't know. I'm hoping that we can finish this. Let's see what we've got left to do. We just got a low seed warning on bin 2. Now that could just mean they're a little uneven and we need to even them out. But I was going to bring 2 bags of seed with me down here because I thought we might be close, and I forgot. So I don't have any more seed with me. So hopefully we've got enough. We were supposed to have about 2 units extra. And we might, but it's going to be close. Let's go see what we've got. Should pick up that rock too. Honey, we've got plenty of seed. Not in that tank, but in this one. They are a little uneven. I'll even them up, but we're going to have plenty. While I was stopped here, I thought I'd do a little digging. Since we're on the end, we can check our section control a little bit. Right here is our last end row. And so I started out here digging seed, and I found one right there. And then there must have been another one in here somewhere. I might have flicked him out already. But I found one more right here. That one is too far. So we need to up our turn off time just a little bit, or make that adjustment. I didn't find any more. I dug all the way back here and didn't find any more. So we're getting just a little bit of overlap. I'll run back here to the last pass going out, and we'll see about on that side. But we need it to shut off just a little bit quicker. Okay, so we moved over here. This is from the pass coming out of the turn going back down the row. So we started out here somewhere. I thought there was one there. Anyway, there's a seed here, 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 here. Right here's our last row. Here, here, here. That's the last one. And then right here's our second row. So we're almost full 30 inches over there. So we need to turn it on later as well. So we'll make our adjustments here. So entering our headland, we had an overlap of about 6 inches. Speed, we're running, what are we running? 9 miles an hour. Exiting the planting area, we also had an overlap. This one was more. This one was about 30 inches. We'll call it 26 inches. It wasn't quite to that second row. Also at 9 miles an hour. Next. So we want about a 6-inch skip. That's the ideal. Okay, so that updates that and should dial it in. We should check it again. We're not going to check it again right now, but we should check it again. Done with that one. On the road to the next field. We're pretty light. We have less fertilizer than when we came over here. We don't have hardly any seed. The in-furrow on the planter is basically empty, so and we're not going as far, so we're gonna run it up to 18 to 20 miles an hour for this. We only got about 4 miles, maybe 5 miles to go. We got to this field. This is the one I was running the field cultivator in briefly there. Dad's done and gone out of here. I am just planting a little bit of these end rows. We're trying to use up the seed that's in the tanks, keep this cross-contamination to a minimum. I'm surprised we haven't ran out already, actually. So there's not much left in there. I did like half of these front ends. And we'll load up with seed. We're also going to need fertilizer, so we're going to have to do a little moving around here. I'm going to have to get somebody to come and pick me up and, yeah, get stuff moved. Good enough. A little more in this one, but... All right, we're going to load up with seed here. And then Xander's going to come pick me up so we can get our fertilizer. Because that tank's empty. Just about. Yeah, we didn't run empty yet, but we weren't planting the rest of these end rows, I can tell you that. I'm calling a little bit of an audible on variety placement here. So in this field, I was supposed to put 111 day, which I do have a box on the tender here of 111 day. There's not enough to use a full box up here. I was going to put 112 day in the field that's just a half mile down the road where Dad's working now, the new farm down there. And I really want to get the full season corn planted. Not that there's a big difference between 111 and 112 day, but we're going to go ahead and just put the full 112 day box in right now. That won't be enough to plant both of these fields, but it'll let me plant all of this and get moved down there. And then we'll just put in the 111 that we need to finish that. And then, yeah, it's not a big deal. They're not that different of hybrids. Population-wise and everything, they should be pretty similar. So we're just going to call it good. We'll put this one in and get the 112-day box in the ground. Or one of them. I actually have 2 of them. So, all right, 112 days in the planter. I did not get my boxes even again. So the first box I put in yesterday, I thought my scale was off. So the second box, I tried to put less in, trying to outguess it, and I ended up putting way more in both hoppers after I thought I had what I had. So I'm like, all right, well, maybe the scale's accurate. And now I think the scale's off again. I don't really understand that. I don't know. I should probably figure it out, but I don't care that much. So let's see. I'm going to move this seed tender out of the way into some end rows that are already planted over there, because I got to get semi-trailer in here to get fertilizer in. Yeah. So that's the plan. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Sometimes I talk to myself and you guys just hear it in the background, so sorry for that. Finally, some neighbors working. Somebody else doing something. Makes me feel better. Saw 2 guys out working aside from Dad, and he's just down the road and he's about done with the field that he's in. So that's where we're going next. We should get them both done tonight, although it's already 5 o'clock and it's going to be a little bit late, but that's okay. We're going to put a bunch of starter in here. We should be able to put enough on to do this whole field. Same with the in-furrow. We're not quite as empty of that yet, but getting down there. But we won't have enough to do both this field and the next one, so we'll just leave everything here. We'll fill again when we're done here before we go to the next one, then we'll have enough to do all that field as well. So, gotta figure out how much exactly we need. What's 11 times 86? 946. Just put 1,000 gallons in. I brought a jug with some water in it so I can wash my hands off. Splitting my hand wrenching tank here. All our new plumbing seems to be working pretty good. Haven't ripped anything apart yet. Don't have any leaks. So those are all good. We only have a 2-inch pump on here. It's all 3-inch plumbing, but we only have a 2-inch pump, so it's not super fast. We don't use this a lot. When we put it together, we weren't sure how much we would use it. We thought, well, we'll plumb it in case we're using it a lot, and we'll just change the pump out if we need to, when we need to. And that hasn't happened. We haven't needed it. I've used it more already this year than I do most years, so this might be the last time I use it for fertilizer. Well, I'll use it for Berkey. We'll use it to haul fertilizer to Berkey. Outside of that, though, I just don't use the tender very much. We fill everything at the farm. Off we go. So we got 86 acres here. Should take me an hour and a half-ish to do this field, something like that. Maybe not quite that long. It's gonna go quick, and it's gonna be really nice because this has just worked out absolutely beautiful. So, got plenty of seed, got enough fertilizer. I think I'm gonna do a live stream on YouTube here. Why not? We're up to about 5 times of forgetting that valve, but since we're stopped in the middle of the field because I finally figured out why, might as well get a picture, right? Yeah, she's pretty. We got a pretty sweet planting rig. I will say that. I looked at my John Deere app, and we have soybeans in the ground. Phil's planting that field, so hopefully everything's going all right over there. We'll get a little bit started on that. We're rolling right along here. Got 22 acres done in this field already. It is 5:30. I'm going to go ahead and jump on a YouTube live stream, probably for most of the rest of this field, and then we'll check in with you guys after that. Well, we're just about done with this field. I jumped over to the side here. We've got, looks like another round to fill it in. We have some company. The neighbors finally got with the gear, got in gear today. No, I'm just picking on them. Come on, focus outside the window. Outside the window. There's a dust cloud over there, but it just wants to show you the dirt on my window and not them. Had to move a little seed to balance our tanks to finish the field here. Do a little digging. Our depth is still really good. I don't have a digger tool. I have a pocket knife. There. I'm pretty happy with that. Look, it's even tipped down like you're supposed to plant, right? A little sidewall there, but it's not really compacted. There's that next seed. Right there. I'm good with the depth. Good with the seed to soil contact. I'm good with the sidewall. I like it. I think we're doing a great job here. Still need Mother Nature to do her job. Warm up, just the right amount of rain. But I'm doing what I can. Done here. We had a mostly full pass. As per usual, we ended up in the back of the field. That's normal. All right, let's go load up the seed and fertilizer that we need to plant this last piece and head down there. So my this tank is not in. This one is. We didn't get them filled even. I already told you. The field we're going to is 40 acres. 40 and a half maybe. And I don't want to have any of this seed variety left when we're done there. I thought about just taking the 111 day and putting it over here and doing a split planter thing with 111 and 112. It'd be a great comparison. But I'm afraid if I do that, I won't get this one quite empty because I think there's about 22 acres or 23 acres worth of seed in there. And I would end up with 3-4 acres worth of seed left when we're done, which isn't a lot, but I don't really want to do that. So we're going to use that bucket and even them up, plant this out, and then we'll get our seed tender and we'll fill up when we plant that. The variety that's on the tender is also the variety that we're going to plant in those next fields, I think. So that's why I'd rather just get rid of this one first. Here, now we can see the neighbor a little better. They got a case planter. I can't remember the number on it, but it's a 66-foot, 22-inch planter. Deere tractor. Nice outfit. They plant a lot of beans in a hurry with it. So this is our new farm, right? This field, this is the second time I planted it, and it's been the same both times. It is just too wide for an even number of planter passes. There's some rocks here. Slowing way down. Don't hit the rocks too hard. We need to get on here and pick those up. Okay. But you can see there's maybe 2 more rows worth out there on the edge of the field. And my auto path, which we have for this field, it draws 2 lines, but it's not worth filling in that little bit. So I'm just going on the last full pass, and it'll work out perfect with the other side of the field. But yeah, it's just off a little bit. Got some water run there, didn't we? Fill that in. We trust our GPS, right? And our auto path. Got all these poles along the road here. We trust it. Yeah, we were good there. Somebody's dog is loose. I saw this at the last field half mile down the road too. That's not a good road to be walking in, dog. Well, both of our seed bins are almost empty. We've done almost 20 acres. I thought we would get to 22. We probably still could. But I'm at the end of the field that's closest to the field where my seed tender is, and I gotta walk it. So we're gonna stop here, walk down there and get my seed tender and bring it down here. And we'll probably try and plant this out, but at least we'll be closer. It's like, I gotta walk. Are you kidding me? That's all right. Can you see our planter still back there? No, you can't, but it's back there. And up here, it's the field we just finished. I got my seed tender. It's down there. I just checked the tanks. I think we can make 1 more round with what we got. So we'll do that and get them nice and empty. If you can figure out how many acres we got left and just try and put in about that much seed. Okay, I was wrong. We didn't make it all the way back. We made a full pass and a half pass, and we ran out right there. So we're driving up, we'll load up. I have 15.48 acres left to go. We need just over 6 units, which is nothing out of a box, but that's what we need. Oh, there goes the sheriff today. So we will go and put that in there. And I'm gonna try not to have too much extra, because while I think that's the variety of the next fields, I can't guarantee that that's the next fields. So yeah. Well, we'll see if that's enough. I put about 160 pounds on each side. Should be good. So this is the first pass I made along the field. And I pulled up to the pole there with the front of the tractor. This is where I stopped. You can see the furrow. This is where our openers stopped. And you can see our seeds, which are sort of close together because we were slowing down and stopping. And then you can see where our closing wheels finally came and pinched it together. That's pretty cool. Sidewalls, I mean, it's firm, but it's not packed. That's about as good a ground condition. We don't normally see that. We don't have that kind of dirt. Here you can see here where our conceal knife sliced through, where our fertilizer band is. Oh, that's pretty neat. That is pretty neat to see. Well, this took longer than it was supposed to. Walking to get my seed tender and then loading seed, and then we ran short a half a round of seed and I had to go back and get some more, and I think we're going to make it to the end, but I'm not 100% certain we're going to make it to the end. All we got to do is fill in that gap. And we got this one done. What are we up to? Almost, not quite, almost up to 350 acres of corn in the ground in 2 days. That's not too bad. I do not know yet what tomorrow's plan is. I was not planning on doing my plot. We're going home. We're working on the home farms. Dad got the plot field worked up tonight. It's ready to go. I wasn't planning on doing that until Monday. I kind of told my agronomist and my sales rep, let's do it Monday. But it's ready to go, and tomorrow would be a nice day, assuming it's not raining, which there is a chance of rain. So I texted him at 8:30 tonight and said, hey, you can say no, and I'm sorry for asking last minute, but could we do that plot tomorrow? Or I'm ready and willing to do it tomorrow, I guess. We'll see if they respond. They have not yet. So I think that means we don't want to do it tonight. Fine, I get it. We made it. We made it to the end. In which case, we'll probably let the field cultivator get ahead of us, and then work on the rest of the fields at home there, which are getting this same 111-day corn that we currently have in the planter. The plot field is not, other than in the plot. But around it, I'm putting early corn because we like to get the plot out early, so you don't want to plant your full season corn, or you want to plant it or get it out early, right? So, yeah, we'll see how it goes, or what we find to do. But we will plant some more corn tomorrow, assuming it's not raining. If nothing else in the morning, if I got to wait on tillage, we can finish our drone spraying that didn't happen today. Or we can go check a bunch of fields and see if we can do any more corn stalks anywhere, or where's next for the corn. Oh, there's another neighbor running. Now, we got some activity in the neighborhood this afternoon, finally, so that's good. Makes me feel better. I'm glad everybody else is getting stuff done, too. Especially the ones that bought seed from me and it needs to get in the ground so they don't have to return it, so that's good. All right, well, we put the planter in front of the fertilizer there so we can get loaded up for whatever we're going to do tomorrow, plus it's the out of the way spot. So I pulled in here, it's a little after 9, and it's a cousin weekend. All my sisters are home, or going to be home, and there's 4 boys out playing in the yard at 9 o'clock at night playing kickball, so that's good. That's better than being at home on any kind of electronic device. So have a great night, everybody. Thanks for watching this one. Another good day of plant 26. We're doing well. We might be 20% done. I'd have to do the math on that, but we're flying through stuff. We had another good day today. Almost basically the same as what we did yesterday. We were at 172, and now we're at 346. That's, yeah, 2 identical days almost. So we'll see what we can get done tomorrow. We haven't had a day where we get started first thing in the morning and plant all day yet, so we're feeling pretty good about the progress that we've made. We do have 36 acres of beans in the ground. Hopefully we miss the rain tomorrow and we can keep moving. So have a great night. See you in the morning.